Kyle here at Paradise Fibers. I am going to talk to you today about a resurrection of one of our favorite wheels here at Paradise Fibers. We had a customer in Pennsylvania, Caroline, send us this email, and she had a single treadle Lendrum, one of the probably original Lendrums that were built, and she wanted it to be a double treadle. Now, many people said this couldn't be done, but this is Paradise Fibers, where dreams become a reality. We've got a pretty awesome wood shop here. We build and design our own custom spinning wheels, and I was up for the challenge. So, I'll show you what I did. We'll take this off, fold it up here. All right. This is Caroline's wheel. It was just finished this morning. When I first got this wheel, it had a board that was actually screwed in and glued to the two treadles. So although it looks like it was originally designed to be a double treadle, it was actually a single treadle. There is a white washer you can see here, and there was a wire that went up to the wheel hub. Now, we ran into a couple problems right off the bat, but it was nothing we couldn't get through. The biggest problem we had was the double treadle Lendrums have a pivot arm right here. Now, that pivot arm is supported by a pivot arm pin, we'll call it. That hole did not exist. None of that was there. So what we did is we fabricated our own pivot arm pin, and we drilled the hole, countersunk the holes, so you can see on the back it's nice and flush and clean. So that was our first step, is we drilled the hole through this rear upright. We got our measurements to fabricate this pin, and then we designed the pin. Step number 2 was to figure out how we can mount the pivot arm on. So we made this pivot arm. We took some bushings that we use in our own custom wheel that we build here. They work perfect for this application, and we installed the pivot arm. Next step was to make sure we had clearance. And luckily, as it's folded, there's very small room from the treadle upright to the pivot arm. So we had to get it very, very, very precise, which we were able to do. So there's just enough clearance that this thing still folds flat and perfect. After we installed all that, we did have a couple parts that we do stock for Lendrum spinning wheels, the footman and the footman treadle connectors. So we took those. These are stock. Those come on any double treadle Lendrum that you would buy nowadays, along with the footman arm. Another thing we ran into is on the wheel hub assembly. It wasn't a pin that was in there, and I'll show you. I'll pop this off and give you an idea of what else we had to go through here. The original footman connector was actually a bolt that went through to a wire. So we had to pull that bolt out, ream it to a correct size. We fabricated this pin so it can fit the current modern footman connector. And we used Lendrum E-clips, Ashford E-clips. They all are about the same size. So we used some E-clips we had laying around. And we have successfully resurrected this bad boy from a single treadle to a fully functioning double treadle wheel. A couple other things we did to the wheel, just because we like to go the extra mile here at Paradise Fibers. I noticed that the treadles were a bit wobbly. They were making some clunky noises. So what I did is I took some plastic bushings. Now these are actually glued in, so there's no way to really access those treadle rods. So what we had to do is take some bushings, snip them, and slide them on, and they fit great, they work great, and there's no more play in these treadles, so those work better or as good as a brand new Lendrum out of the box today. We're very happy with the way this came out. We gave it a nice wax job using some Howard's Feed and wax. It was a bit dirty when we first got it, but we cleaned her up, and I'd have to say this has been a fun project. And if anybody out there's got a single treadle Lendrum and you want it to look like this bad boy, we're the place to go. So give us a call, shoot us an email, whatever you'd like to do. Here at Paradise Fibers, we love working on old wheels, new wheels, restoring wheels. We want to keep you guys spinning and having a good time. This is Kyle at Paradise Fibers signing off.